Dungeon Crawler Cow, a terribly drawn recap.
Tutorial Guildhall. This is a safe zone. Mordecai, Red Hooligan, level 50, Guildmaster of this Guildhall. This is a non-combatant NPC.
I shouldn't have let you in, Mordecai said a little anxiously. Are those green assholes going to be waiting outside? Cow asked. Maybe, Mordecai replies as he watches Donut groom herself. But they will definitely go back and alert their clan. Shit. Cow makes his way back to the dark hallway. The two goblins are trying to figure out how to turn the murder dozer around. Cow sneaks up and throws one of the goblins in front of the spinning blades. A splash of red rains down on them. The last goblin charges at Cow with a small curved blade. Cow snatches the pot off his head and smack! Smack! Smash! A new info box pops up with a 12 seconds timer counting down.
Goblin murder dozer. Boiler breach imminent.
Cow bolts back to the tutorial Guildhall, covered in goblin blood, and slams the door shut just before the murder dozer violently explodes. What the hell is going on? Cow shouts at Mordecai. And who the hell are you? Okay, kid. I know you're confused. I was in your shoes before. Mordecai puts his hand up and starts explaining. It turns out he isn't actually a red king. Mordecai was a skyfowl whose world was displaced just like Earth. He chose to enter the dungeon and became a crawler just like Cow. Mordecai made it all the way till floor 11 before giving up. Apparently, once you reach floor 10, you'll be given options to exit the dungeon. The deeper you go, the better these options get. And Mordecai knew he wasn't going to make it further, so he took the deal. And now he's working as a guildmaster for the syndicate. Because of his changeling class, the dungeon AI shapeshifts Mordecai into a different mob every floor. A changeling? Carl says. Yes. You get to pick your race and class when you reach floor 3. That is also where I will leave you, and you'll have to survive the rest of the dungeon on your own. This is a joke. So what? You guys are aliens? Carl scoffs. Mordecai nodded. Every cycle, the syndicate adds a new Dungeon Crawler World season. Quintillions of fans tune in to watch the action. The gist of the dungeon stays the same, but the theme rotates with the showrunners. You're kidding me. I'm on an alien reality TV show? Carl asks incredulously. Short answer, yes. Now, let's start the tutorial. The Guildmaster's right hand glowed.
You have been granted access to the crawler menu.
You should see your health bar and the floor timer now. There is also a mini-map on your bottom right. Green dot is yourself. White dots are for NPCs like me, blue dots for other crawlers, red dots for hostile mobs, and X's for corpses. Now, let's look at your stats.
Crawler, Carl. Strength 6, Intelligence 3, Constitution 5, Dexterity 5, Charisma 4.
Oh, not bad, kid. Most crawlers spawn with stats between 3 to 5, so a strength 6 is good. You should focus your build around that, Mordecai says. Carl learns that while he gains 3 stat points whenever he levels up, he wouldn't be able to assign them until he reaches floor 3. He has an infinite inventory storage, an item hotbar, crafting menu, potions, scrolls, equipment, accessories, pretty standard RPG stuff. Now, pay attention. This is the most important menu in the entire game, Mordecai says sternly. Your life depends on these numbers.
Ratings. Views 0, followers 0, favorites 0, patrons 0.
While the first floor of the dungeon is closed from viewers, live streams will turn on from floor 2 onwards. Viewers will be able to watch any crawler they want, favorite them to get live updates on their stats and condition, and most importantly, patrons. Patrons are able to support crawlers by purchasing exclusive loot boxes. So the more popular you are, the higher your likelihood of survival. Every day, Borrand will also air highlights and recap, Mordecai continues. Being featured always brings billions of views and followers. Naturally, you'll want to watch what you say about Borrand or Syndicate if you want any screen time. Mordecai directed Carl's attention to his achievements. One of it was for podophilia.
New achievement! Podophilia! You've used your bare feet to crush and kill an opponent. Hey, that's my fetish! Seriously, keep doing it and you'll be rewarded. This will help. Reward! You've received a gold shoebox.
Carl has also leveled up his skill on pugilism.
Pugilism level 4. Each level of this skill increases your bare knuckle damage by 25%.
Alright, before you head out, let's open up your loot boxes and see what you've got, Mordecai says. These can only be done in safe spaces such as a tutorial Guildhall, so you'll want to be strategic about your routing. The first few boxes contain a bunch of potions, torches, food, and a goblin pass, which grants Carl safe passage through goblin territories. The pass branded itself on Carl's left arm like a tattoo. Next, he receives some enchanted gear.
Enchanted Night Gaunt Cloak of Stoutness, plus 4 Constitution, resistance to poison and ice-based attacks, adds anti-piercing resistance to all worn armor. Enchanted Troll Skin Shirt of Plummeting,
Mordecai gasped.
plus 7 Regeneration, negates all melee-based damage debuffs such as stun, knockback, disarm, and out of breath. Enchanted Toe Ring of the Splatter Skunk, plus 3 Strength, plus 3 to powerful strike skill.
And finally, his last and rarest loot box, a legendary pet box that he earned by being the first crawler to bring a cat. It is 3 times the size of his previous boxes, intricately carved with silver and gold patterns. The lid makes a mechanical click-click-click sound as it opens up.
Legendary Pet Box, Pet Biscuit times 500, Enhanced Pet Biscuit.
What the hell is an enhanced pet biscuit? Carl says as he picks up the cat treat-looking kibble.
Enhanced Pet Biscuit. So, it looks like a regular pet biscuit. It's not. Feed it to your pet at your own risk. What's the worst that can happen?
That's worth a couple thousand gold, Mordecai says. It has over 100 different possible effects if you choose to feed it to your cat. Half of them are good and the rest are neutral or bad. Carl begins to debate silently with himself. Sure, he promised Beatrice that he will look after Donut, but honestly, she'll be a liability in this dungeon. With the gold though, he could buy himself some really useful items like shoes and pants. Donut! Carl cries. Donut fell to the floor as a fleshy wet blob and started twitching and undulating. What is happening to her? Carl turns to Mordecai.
Really, Carl?
Behind him, an arrogant yet sultry voice says,
If you're going to insist upon wearing that hideous cloak in public, you might want to do yourself the dignity of putting pants on first.
Donut's stats has now changed to
Crawler, Princess Donut. Strength 11, Intelligence 11, Constitution 2, Dexterity 8, Charisma 25.